Hey, it's your girl Monique 69 Ways Johnson. I'm here to give my little review of the Never Ever Met Season 1, Episode 2. Now, let me tell y'all, I'm not used to watching these kind of shows, the reality dating shows, I should say. I'm not used to watching these kind of shows. This is a first for me, and this show caught my attention because it's different from the others. Um, and I had did a live review with Ashley last week, and from my sweet perspective, Ashley, um, should go check her out because she constantly drop content every day, but almost every day. But yeah, so I had a good time with the live recap of episode 1. So I'd like to continue what I start. So here I am. Um, so I'm gonna finish this season out. So let's get into the episode, shall we? So the beginning of this episode start off with the last one left off at is when what's her name? Dominique and Alexis. I think that's her name. They had got into a physical altercation. Um, it was intense. It was a lot of. It was a pushing. She threw a punch and hands in the face. It was very uncomfortable to watch on TV, especially if you have experienced that kind of behavior, that kind of situation. It's hard to look at. Even if you haven't experienced, it's really hard to look at on TV. Um, yeah, so they got to tussle, and I thought he was gonna knock the out of her. That's what I thought was about to go, but who broke it up? I want to say um Josh. Josh, it was Josh who pulled Dominique away. Um, and Shay grabbed Alexis to calm her down, and it was just a lot of um justify on Dominique part of his actions by asking Shay, has he flirted with anybody in the house? I like he said the in his confession, like he should have just ended with the it should have ended with the apology that Alexis gave him about, I guess crossing that boundary of flirting or whatever, what have you. But in my eyes, I don't think it's flirting. But hey, I mean, she apologized for crossing that line, I guess, and it should have ended there. So there's that. And I think this was like that happened like late early morning. Or no, late at night going into the early morning. So that morning, when the sun came up, um, Taronda came by. No, actually, the dudes of the house. Oh, let me back it up. Actually, the producer had to step in and told Dominique he had to sleep at the hotel. So Dominique was at the house for the rest of that time, night, early morning, however you want to call it. But yeah, so he had to go to the hotel, and I guess when the sun came up, it was like the dudes was outside talking about what went down last night between Dom and Alexis. Same for the women. You get the scene of the women talking, you get the scene with the dudes talking about what happened between Dom and Alexis. Um and Alexis said that's like what he did was a big red flag, and I agree. Um, and then we get a scene where I guess they was at the table eating breakfast or what have you. Of Aaron H, the older guy, spoke a whole word when he said, "You can't bring something out of a person that's already there," and I totally agree with that. And he shared that he was in an abusive relationship and the woman was hitting him and what have you. And he proceeded to give Alexis, some sound advice and encouragement of like, if he can do this on camera, imagine what he can do off camera. So, just remember this moment or this incident with him. So, just trying to get her some encouraging words and stuff. And Alexis, she got emotional because let's be honest, that's embarrassing. Like really embarrassing. And I think they only been dating like 6 months. And the first day this happens, yeah, it's unacceptable and embarrassing as hell. So yeah, so she got emotional after Aaron H gave her those sound words of advice. Um Taronda came in the house, the host. Taronda is the host slash, I guess, relationship coach, I want to say. Something like that. She's the host, basically. She came in and she wanted to talk to Alexis alone. So they went outside to talk. And she showed she asked Alexis what happened. So she got her encounter of what happened last night between her and Dom. So it was unacceptable behavior, point blank, at a period. And then Taronda said that Dom had recorded an apology. It was like a video recording of him apologizing or what have you. And end of the day, they no touching, no physical harm touching is acceptable in the house. So both of them had to go home. So that's the moral of their story. And it is what it is. Alexis tells the house that she has to leave due to the physical altercation that happened. And she hugged and said her goodbyes to the ladies and fellas. Um, Next we get to see Sandia and Chris. These two are interesting, like they really are. They one of the interesting couples to me. Sandia and Chris, they talk outside about what Chris said the night before, which was like they not in a relationship. He can flirt with girls, what have you. They're not exclusive. And Sandia, she was like in the corner peeping the whole vibe of what he was spilling down. When he was at the table with the fellas. I guess they was playing a game or something. And Sandia in her confessional admitted they are not exclusive. And then I'm looking like, then why are y'all there? And then we get and then what's his name? Chris said that he building trust, I guess, with her. I'm like, what? Building trust? That's your answer? I'm like, I guess. They was only dating for like 3 months or what have you. They both from Florida, so it's not that much time wasted in my opinion. But hey, I guess they gonna ride it out. Talking about they waited this long to meet. It was only been 3 months they've been dating, if you can call that. She said she's gonna ride it out with him. So we're gonna see how that goes. And we get the next scene of Taronda, the host, the guide, the relationship guide, I guess, coach or what have you, explain that they have a special suite called a Boom Boom Room. If the couples want to take anything further, I mean, we already got one couple already took things further on the first night. They ain't waste no time. I mean, it's been a long time. So it's been 12 years. So Shay and Josh already blessed the house. But yeah, she explained that there's a Boo Moon room available. They played a game called Kama Sutra. About sexual positions, unlike human desires. It's an Indian tradition. They had to choose between two positions, and I'm just gonna speak on the two that really stood out to me during this whole game, Kama Sutra. First we're gonna talk about Aaron J and Joanne. Like, they come off like brother and sister. I'm not gonna hold you. They come off like brother and sisters. There's no, and then when they get to choose the position to pick, they did rock paper scissors, y'all. Can you believe that? They couldn't even come to a common ground or a mutual ground for the choice to make. So they did rock paper scissors. So I'm like, okay. They come off like friends instead of more than friends, but I understand it's a friendship within a relationship. But they just come off sister brothers, just friends only. I see no connection with them two. They was awkward as, and when the question came to ask, like, how do they feel once they got in the position? And Joanne had to think about her answer. I'm like, you have to think of how you feeling at that moment, and it's not instant like that, then there's no connection to me. There's no connection. So what are we doing? Next couple that was like they were just there, okay? Sienna and Brandon. Sienna, she come off bossy and mean to Brandon to me. No chemistry at all. I didn't feel nothing. She chose the position. Is you barely heard him say anything. He just okay. So it's like she's the dominant one compared between the two. And yeah, she seemed like the dominant one and out between the two. It's just like they just there. It's like nothing, no connection, no sexual tension, like nothing, it's no sexual chemistry. Then we get the game was over, then we get back in the house. Sienna and Brandon, I guess they playing pool and talking at the same time. I guess the question came up like if they were to live together, who should move where? And I I think Brandon's from Florida and Sienna's live in New York, and she told him he should come to New York. But I'm like, y'all is not in a committed relationship or committed to each other, let alone have chemistry or connection. So why this is a topic of conversation, I don't know. I know they've been dating for 10 months, but that's not even, and y'all never met within the 10 months. So that's not long enough for me to be thinking about moving in or living with each other. To me, that's just me. But Sienna did tell him that she was open to Florida, and we saw like a flashback. I guess they had like a do they Zoom call or video FaceTime, I should say, to one another. And she did say she was open to moving to Florida, and But now she in that on the camera on the show, she's singing a different tune. Brandon called her inconsistent with her answers, and Sienna said other guys said the same thing about her. Brandon said she doesn't listen, and then she called him a bitch, and I'm looking like that was unnecessary. Like, what if he would return the favor and call you a bitch? Like, what are we doing? Like, it was mean. It was unnecessary to call that man a bitch. Then she brought up him having more than one baby mama. I'm like, wow, where did that come from? And what did that have to do the situation y'all talk about now and the situation y'all in right now? Like, what they got to do with anything? It's like she's doing like a self-sabotage to this relationship or this potential relationship. I don't understand her. It's like she has some resentment or anger issues. I don't know. She need to go talk to someone about it. That's what it's given. Her bringing up the multiple baby mamas is come off as like a diversion. You know what I mean? Like diversion of the subject at hand. It's like let's change the subject. Let's talk about this instead of this. Yeah, she just I don't know. She's something else. That's all I gotta say. With them two, it's just like they're just there. There's no connection, no chemistry, sexual, non-sexual. There's no fireworks, sparks flying between them two. So I would like to see how far they're gonna go, how they gonna pan out. Will they be the next couple to leave? Who knows? Yeah, that was pretty much the end of the episode. With them two, go back and forth, and they also involving some of the other couples with their opinions and what have you. And Sienna did not like Brandon talking to another woman about their situation. So we'll see how that will pan out within the next episode this coming Friday. So we'll see. Yep, that was the my little review, a quick review of the Never Ever Mets episode 2. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode. And leave your comments below on what you think. Sienna and Brandon, will they last? Will they not last? Who knows? And Joanne and Aaron J. Do you see them go any further? As well as how you feel about Alexis and Dominique had to leave the house due to the physical altercation. Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Deuces. On track, now we gon' way up. Double use as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up.